Wonderland Cove will return after these messages.
Get you, Toasty? Oh, I'm sorry. I was just trying to wash the tuna smell from that old tub of yours. And the way you were bent over there, it looked like an old dirty windlass, so I just...
You're a dirty coward for spraying a man in the back.
Well, now, if a fisherman has said that to me, I might be offended. But seeing as how it's only you, I'll let it pass.
What do you know about fishing, dainty trout catcher? Michael, how are you?
Trout catcher? What would anybody who catches overgrown mackerel know about sports fishing?
Fine, Captain Toasty. Hi, Cuda.
Hey, Michael.
You might call it sports fishing. I call it sissy fishing. And them pointy-nosed fish you call billfish, they do everything but jump in the boat for you. And you can't eat the silly things, just stuff them, which is probably too good for the people that goes out and catches them.
How was track practice today, Michael?
Terrific. The coach wants me to run the 440 against Roosevelt.
You know who's running against you from Roosevelt in that 440, don't you?
Sure. Ipu.
Mackenzie. My son, Andrew, has outgrown his childish chubbiness and is no longer shaped like a Hawaiian ipu gourd. Nobody calls him ipu anymore.
I know, but we go back to the first grade, so he lets me, just like I let him call me. My nickname.
What is it?
Mud. And don't laugh.
Huh. A man named Cuda's in no position to laugh about anybody's nickname.
You know, you're right. You call me Cuda, I call you Tuna Goober.
The last person who called me by that name is still recovering from wounds suffered from flying through the front window of Shorty's bar on Hotel Street.
I remember it well. He was 5'3", 90 years old, and weighed all of 100 pounds.
It's a shame about your uncle. He's an incorrigible liar. Well, I wish you well with the track meet, Michael, but Roosevelt's going to win it.
We might. We have 4 top tracks.
This is a city championship, son. And the reason that Roosevelt's going to win it is because they've been there before. They have won the championship 3 years running. And this is the first time you guys have ever been in the finals, right? Right. I rest my case.
Come here. You think you got a chance?
Tried to tell him we have 3 all-city runners, plus Corky Akata in the high jump.
Yeah, but how about the 440?
I'll tell you this. I've been able to beat Ipu, Andy, ever since we went to Nanakuli Elementary.
Well, that's interesting, Michael. That's very interesting.
Well, how come?
Well, see, there's always been a kind of competitive thing between Big Jim and me, him being skipper of a tuna boat, me running the sport fish here. Now you're running against this kid in a track meet. Yeah, this, you get to be very interesting.
I'm leaving now, Kev. Have a late afternoon tour to take out. Remind me tonight we have something important to talk over, okay? We very definitely have something to talk over tonight.
I forgot to ask. What do you want for dinner tonight?
I don't care. Surprise me. Just keep it in the budget.
Surprise me. Well, there goes macaroni and cheese. Hey, Kevin! He's out here. Under the car. What are we having for dinner? It's a surprise. Oh, I guess that means no macaroni and cheese. Hey, Kevin! I got it!
What did you get and where'd you get it?
A distributor cap, and I got it at Leo's junkyard.
Leo's cost money.
Not a cent. He said next time Mrs. Calicini gets a load of mangoes from her sister in Maui, he'll take 6.
It's crazy. There's mango trees growing all around here. Hey, it fits.
Leo said that tree on Maui grows the best mangoes in Hawaii.
Leo's a mango connoisseur.
I think he sells them.
Now all we gotta do is call Mrs. Calicini out of 6 mangoes.
I already took care of it. I found a whole batch of ropihi growing around the point. I told her I'd get her some so she can make a chowder.
Ever think of tackling the problem of the declining dollar?
What's a declining dollar?
Never mind. It's probably not a good idea to try and reform the world's economy with an 8-year-old. Maybe next year.
Hello, Celia.
Hi, Mr. Chang.
Do you need help, Celia?
Mr. Chang, what's a good Japanese dish?
All Japanese dishes are good.
I really meant something easy. Something I could cook for dinner.
Well, let's see. There's tonkatsu. No, too complicated. Sashimi.
Isn't that raw fish?
Uh-huh. Too plain. How about pork teriyaki? Easy to make. The only thing you have to buy is a little pork. Everything else you need, you probably already have at home.
Really? That'll be terrific. They'll love it.
Coming right up.
I got the recipe from Mr. Chang.
I think it lost something in the translation.
Well, the recipe called for sake, but we didn't have any, and I'm too young to buy it. So I figured sake was rice wine, so I used rice vinegar instead.
Wonderful. That explains the smell.
It's good. Uh-huh. Well, I didn't know if it was stronger or weaker than sake. So just to make sure, I used twice as much as the recipe calls for.
That explains the bite. Anyone for hot dogs and beans?
Wait a minute. What's wrong with my supper?
Nothing. Except you didn't exactly stick to the recipe.
If I'd stick exactly to the recipe, none of us are old enough to eat it. I like it.
Forget it. Warm it up when Cuda comes over. He'll love it.
Speaking of Cuda, how would you feel about pitching in and doing some of the work over there?
I just think it might get in the way. Between running things and rebuilding these cars, I'm going at it all day.
Kevin, we're all working. Timothy runs around scrounging parts for you. Michael works on the boat. Celia does most of shopping and cooking. May not always be great, but she does do it. I work, and tonight's question is, who elected you to run the family?
Nobody. I just assumed the responsibility since I'm the oldest.
Now, don't start that again.
Hey, it's a dumb argument. You want to run the family? Go ahead.
I don't want to run the family. I want you to do your share at Cuda's.
Look, I'm just trying to be efficient.
Oh, boy, this is really going to be good.
Now, some people are good at some things, and some people are good at other things. I'm good at fixing cars. I'm not good at dusting and doing housework and things like that. That is why it is not efficient for me to go...
Kevin, no one is good at dusting and housework. It's boring, tedious work, but somebody's got to do it. And lately, it's been everyone but you pitching in over at Cuda's.
Okay. Okay, I'll try to do better.
Thanks. You know, I really don't enjoy being a nag.
Yeah. But when you're good at something, you don't want to let a gift like that go to waste.
Paul Newman, eat your heart out.
You forgot to call it.
Upper, why do you think I tapped that pocket with my cue just to knock the dust off?
You're supposed to call it.
I called it. Now pay up. Next round's on you.
How about we double the bet on the next game?
I don't think so. I hate to scare off a pigeon like you. Just keep you paying for the beer.
I'll never get even if you won't bet with me.
You'll never get even, period, Gubitosa. You play pool about as well as you fish.
I'll tell you what. Next game, I'll make your side bet on the first 3 shots.
Gubitosa, will you quit? What are you trying to do, make me choke up?
Now, as for choking up, that is what young Michael is going to do next week when that track meet comes rolling around.
I don't think so. A lot of iron in those kids. They've all been under a whole bunch of pressure this past year, and ain't none of them crumbled. In fact, what Michael might do is just run that boy of yours right off the track.
You very religious, Cooter?
Had my moments, but you have to look quick to spot them.
Yeah, same here. But with Sunday charters, I get to church on Christmas, Easter, and one other day.
Don't be mysterious, Gubatosi. What's the other day?
St. Andrew's Day, patron saint of all fishermen.
Oh, my. Does that include us poor, woebegone sports fishermen, too?
It does, being a St. Andrew is also known as one of the least discriminating of all the saints.
What are you thanking for me next chance you get?
The thing is, every St. Andrew's Day, we all have us a big blowout after church.
That figures. Need something to talk about as your yearly confession.
And we need people to wait on the tables at this picnic of ours.
You've had enough, Gubatosi. You're drunk as a fish. You're talking trash. You're not even making any sense.
Oh, yes, I am. Hear me out now. If your Michael beats my boy in the 440, the tuna fishermen will wait table on the sports fishermen. If my Andy beats your Michael, on the other hand, your boys wear the aprons.
I want you to watch me very closely now, Gubatosi. Notice how I don't let the glass overflow, while at the same time, I build a nice head. That's just how I want you to do it when you're waiting on tables on me after the track meet.
Oh, you're on, Weber. You're on!
Wonderland Cove will return after these messages.
I still don't see why we don't just clean them and bake them like always. Because that's like always. Every day I ask Bridget or Kevin what we should have for dinner, and every day they say, surprise me. Well, you sure did with the teriyaki.
Anybody home?
Kuda! Good morning, Kuda. Look what I caught.
Hey, now, those are good-looking Vecchio. Where'd you catch them?
You know that big rock up past the point?
Sure. Juts way out past the surf.
That's the place.
You're a little small to be way out there?
I don't think so.
Huh, okay. You know the best way to cook those fish. Bake them.
Good idea. No, I've got my own way to do it. It's a surprise for Bridget, so don't tell her.
Where is she?
Washing her hair.
What about Michael? Where is he?
I guess he's still at school.
No, he's not. I stopped by the school earlier, you know, just to watch team practice. And Michael had taken off early.
He went to pick up a battery for the car. Kevin's got a customer.
Oh, yeah? Great.
I still don't see why we don't just clean them and bake them like always.
Hey, Kevin, I hear you got Michael running errands for you.
You got something else in mind for him to do?
You shouldn't miss track team practice.
I never realized you were a fan of track.
I'm not. But Big Jim Gubatosi and I we got a rooting interest in the outcome of the 440.
Betting on a high school track meet?
You didn't listen, Mackenzie. I'm not betting on that meet. I didn't even use the word bet. All I said was that me and Big Jim are going to be very interested onlookers, and I'd appreciate it if you let Michael concentrate on the matter at hand, namely that track meet.
Hi, Kuda. Staying for dinner?
Not tonight, Missy. Thanks. Oh, Bridget. It's not really any of my business, but is there some way you can put an off-limits sign on that rock that Timothy fishes from? You sometimes get a bad surge around there.
It is your business. I'll get right on it. Thanks.
Oh, no! You did!
Didn't what?
You drank the last of the orange juice.
Why is that such a big deal?
It was a disaster.
No, it wasn't, Celia.
Yes, it was. It tasted dumb.
Timothy, stop. It wasn't.
What made you use papaya juice?
Because she drank all the orange juice. And papaya juice is kind of orange. It was either that or prune juice.
Papaya juice was the better choice for sure.
You should have baked it. That's what Kuda said.
Kuda was here today?
Yeah. He came to see you. Wanted to know why I missed track team practice.
Oh, boy, him and his dumb bet.
Sounds like it's pretty important to him.
Well, that's terrific. That's just terrific.
My turn. Want to talk?
No,
Mind if I do?
I guess not.
I think you're bugged because of all the importance Cuda and Ipu's dad are putting on the race.
You know it. He stopped out of practice, and he called the coach at home.
Ignore him.
Easier said than done. Look, Ipu and I have been buddies for as long as I can remember. We've gone fishing together, we've gone surfing together, you name it. And if I caught more fish one time, or he got better waves the next time, it just didn't matter. Because it was Ipu and me, and we were buddies.
Michael, that hasn't changed.
Yes, it has. It's not just me and Ipu anymore. If I beat him, he's gonna think he's letting his dad down. And if he beats me, Kuda's gonna say that I didn't try hard enough, or that I didn't practice hard enough. Why can't grown-ups just like kids be kids?
Because a lot of grown-ups aren't grown up. The only thing to do is to tell Cuda to get off your case and just let you and Ipu do your own thing.
Suppose he gets mad. Suppose he says he'll quit as our Uncle Willie.
He won't. That's all. Good night.
Good night, and thanks.
Nah, he won't.
Hey, Michael! Kuda's here. He wants to talk to you. He's here! Kuda! Here's Michael!
Oh, boy. Timothy, don't holler. Talk soft. Better yet, point. I would have understood a silent point.
But you had your eyes closed.
No, okay, okay.
Are you all right, Cuda?
No, I'm not. What I've got is more hangover than a 10-foot log and a 5-foot wagon. I get them sometimes when I drink 4 gallons of beer and then do something foolish.
What did you do that was so foolish?
You'd have been there, you'd be better able to understand. See, lots of times after the sun goes down and men get together and a lot of yelling commences to take place. Lots of times in those kinds of situations, those who do the yelling will yell things they wouldn't think of whispering in broad daylight. And I think that about sums up what happened to me last night. When Big Jim and me and a bunch of guys got together down at Bill's bar.
Cuda? I want to talk to you about Ipu and me and the race.
Well, good, Michael, good. And that's sort of what's on my mind, too.
It's gotten a little out of hand. I even think there was someone out watching me this morning.
Yeah, that'd be Ryan. He was timing you.
Timing me?
Sure, I asked him to. I had to.
Just because of some dopey bet about who serves who at a picnic?
It's not just about who serves who at a picnic. Last night, Big Jim and I got very loud and very determined. And I bet my boat you'll beat his kid in that race.
You bet your boat? On me?
Hey, Mud!
Hey, come on, we've got a lot to talk about. I really wish you guys hadn't moved away.
Yeah, I know what you mean. But after my MI had that stroke, Mom figured we gotta live close by.
Boy, if we had you at Keilani, we'd be a cinch for the championship. No one can beat Ray Fujioka in the long jump. And now the coach wants me to run the 440.
Yeah, I hear you're kind of fast.
Just fast enough to beat my old Ipu buddy.
No way, Mud. Hey, what are we gonna do about Kudo and my dad anyway?
Beats me. Hey, but I've got a brother who's sometimes pretty smart.
You mean Kevin?
Yeah, come on.
Think your big sister might be home?
It's for you, Kevin. Somebody named Shipman.
Got your checkbook, Mr. Shipman. This baby's ready to roll.
Cakes, candies, casseroles. Hey, here's a pretty good sounding casserole.
Uh-huh.
Oops, forget it. Uses macaroni. No macaroni.
I wish you wouldn't give up on macaroni. I really like it.
Forget it. I'm going to find something new for this family.
Even if it kills us.
Cream spinach, yuck. Chicken, Chinese. 750 million people eat it. Can't be all that bad.
Hi, Seal.
Hi, Andy. Bye, Michael.
Where's Kevin?
Hi, Andy.
Hi. Want some pineapple?
Yeah, sure.
Who's your friend? I heard the hubcap. He's probably over the Calakinis on the phone. Oh, you did say yes, didn't you?
Yeah, thanks.
We're going to ask Kevin about how to handle this dumb thing between Kuda and Andy's father.
We thought maybe Kevin could help us,
Well, you've already got my advice. Tell both of them there won't be a race until they come to their senses.
Hey, Kevin, what are we going to do about this boat thing?
Bridget thinks we should refuse to run unless they call off the whole thing.
I'd go out there and run the best race I knew how. You guys didn't make the bet, they did.
But one of them still loses their boat. They make their living off those boats.
That's true, and if my dad was...
Andy and Michael shouldn't be forced into becoming quitters just because Kuda and Mr. Gubitosi make some stupid challenge.
But we can't just sit by and watch one of them go down the drain.
They made the mess, let the grown-ups clean it up.
Yeah, but what about when they...
Hey! You guys sound as bad as Kuda and Andy's father. Boy! Come on, let's go someplace else.
Thanks.
How did that happen?
My fault. Mr. Shipman just called. He got a better deal from his brother-in-law. He's backing out. No sale.
Don't worry. We'll find another customer. The car will sell itself.
No. No, nothing gets done by itself around here. Not macaroni and cheese, not selling cars, not getting grown-ups out of dopey bets. If we don't do it, it just doesn't get done.
Man, if we did something this stupid, they'd be all over our case.
Right. Talk about stupid.
The thing that's so hard about this is my dad's no dumb guy.
No, really, I mean it. He never even finished high school, and yet he recites whole poems from memory. Best tuna fisherman around. All the other skippers say so.
Even Cuda.
Really?
There was one time when your dad wasn't around. He'd never say it to his face.
Yeah, they're always hollering at each other.
I know. Those two, they always get into those dumb arguments. But Cuda doesn't really mean it. When you're not looking, Cuda's really a nice guy. Every time we get in trouble, he's always there. He always knows who to go to and how to con them that we're really a family. He's the best uncle we could have.
Either I have to beat you, or you have to beat me. And either way...
That's it. That's the bet. I'm a genius.
What? Come on, tell me.
Hey, way so that nobody loses.
What?
Come on.
Hey, wait up.
Come on.
You're late! Well, we were just coming in. Mr. Richardson here hung a Marco off Penguin Bank. On him for about an hour.
How big?
Well, never really got him close enough to see. Kept running away with the line. Got a nice arcu, though. Didn't you go to the meet?
Oh, I just got in myself a little bit ago.
Pretty cleaned up for a little bit ago.
Captain, I'd like to weigh my fish and get out of here.
Oh, sure thing, Mr. Richardson, right away. Then you haven't heard anything yet?
No, I thought I'd wait for you. Whatever happens in that race, it's something we ought to share.
I got you.
Captain, my fish.
Coming right up, Mr. Richardson. Meet's probably over by now, isn't it?
I hope so. My wife hasn't spoken to me since this thing began. You're lucky you don't have a family.
Heck, I don't.
Captain, can we get this done?
You're right, right. Yeah, what I want you to do, here, Mr. Richardson, is go up to the head of the pier, and there's a fella up there with a camera who'll be glad to take a shot of you and your monster.
Cuda.
Just go...
Hey, Dad!
Cuda,
Dad!
guess what?
Okay, Mr. Richardson, thank you very much for the business. When you want to go fishing again, I'm your man.
I won! I won!
Wait a second. You tied.
No, I won the 220 and the 440.
And I took the long jump by 7 inches.
And Kalani won the meet.
Boy, you should see Mutt. Michael, go on the relay. And they beat our brains out.
That's grand, son. Now, just wait a minute. Cuda, you don't really think I'm...
No, a bet's a bet, Jim. You know that.
Not today. There isn't any bet. Andy and I never raced.
Yeah, the bet was either I had to beat Michael in the 440 or he had to beat me.
And I didn't race in the 440. The coach took me out and put me back in the half mile in the relay.
No, wait a minute. Didn't you tell me once that the coach said you were the best 440 man yet?
Well, I guess he changed his mind.
Nope, it won't work. I mean, still haven't settled who's going to wait on who at the picnic.
But Cuda, there wasn't any race, so there can't be any bet.
Well, then we'll have our own race. We'll just go out to the track Saturday morning, and you and Epo can race then just well as you.
No. Don't you see what you're doing?
Well, what I see is that me and Big Jim here, we've been blowing off about how these two are going to represent the tuna fishing boat and the sports fishing boat, and everybody's counting on these two to...
No. I don't represent anyone but me. And Ipu doesn't have to represent anyone but Ipu. And I don't like people timing me like I'm some sort of animal on the racetrack. You can just count me out.
Oh, Michael, let's not overreact. For heaven's sake, I'm just asking a small favor.
Yeah, you and Kevin and your favors.
Hey, how'd I get into this?
A favor is asking someone to do something that you can't do yourself. That's what a favor is. Asking me to do your work over Cuda's isn't a favor. It's a cop-out. And asking me and Andy to run a race so that you two look like big deals to all the guys in the docks isn't a favor either. If you two want to race so doggone much, go out and race yourselves. But leave me and Ipu out of it.
We'll talk to him, Cuda.
You will, maybe, but not me. I think he's absolutely right.
Well, I guess we're the bad guys, huh?
Looks that way.
That's off.
For sure.
We're both too old to be running our own race.
Say what?
I said we're too old to be running our own race.
Yeah, I guess you are at that.
The use, on my part, of the first person plural was a diplomatic and gentle way of sparing your feelings, Cuda Weber. I can run against you night and day and never break a sweat.
Because you won't be running fast enough to break a sweat. Tonight, Goober.
440 hardly seems worth the trouble, does it?
Pick it.
How about a cross-country mile?
Mile sounds just about right.
Next Saturday morning, Nanacooley Beach.
Terrific.
Done.
Mile. 5,280 feet. 1,760 yards. You jerk.
Wonderland Cove will return after these messages.
You did it quicker today than yesterday.
Timothy, I appreciate your encouragement. But even I know that 19 minutes is not good time for a mile run.
Well, actually, you didn't go a whole mile. But you were so close, I thought I'd better stop you anyway.
Close to finishing the mile?
Close to fainting.
Afternoon, champ. What you doing?
Trying to keep this wall of Jericho from tumbling down is all.
It'll last longer than I will, the way things are going.
Don't worry, you'll do fine.
You're right, if finishing second's doing fine.
Timothy, go on inside and see if Kuda's got anything cold to drink.
Hey, you bet I do.
Anything like lemonade or root beer, something like that.
Right.
That kid's going to be looking in there for a long time.
Good. Because you and me have got some talking to do.
Oh, yeah? What about?
About the fact that everything Michael said down on the dock yesterday was true. I've been taking advantage of him. So have you.
When'd you decide all this?
When I found out that Bridget's been going around to supermarkets posting ads about the car we almost got stuck with, without telling me or me asking her to.
Well, look, Michael will get over me sort of put him in a pressure cooker. The kids are young, heck, they bounce right back.
I know that. But it will never be the same, Kuda. It'll always be there, one way or another. It will never be exactly the same between you two.
Apologizing. Not something I'm very good at.
That's because you haven't had very much practice. I'll go give Timothy a hand.
Please, Sue. Can't we please have macaroni and cheese? Just for one night? For old time's sake. Timothy, don't you understand? There's a principle involved here. Celia, don't you understand? There's my stomach involved here. The stuff we had tonight? Tuna pie berries. Well, Pete Rose's streak was nothing compared to the one you're on. It sticks to your ribs. You're telling me.
Oh, hi there.
Hi, Buddha.
Michael around?
He's in his room doing his homework. You want anything to eat? We got tons and tons of leftovers.
No, thank you, champ. I can't. I'm in training. Kevin and Bridget around?
They took the car to show it to some guy who might want to buy it.
Well, I want to talk to Michael a little bit. See you in a while, huh?
I got a birthday coming up in 2 months, so could I have macaroni and cheese instead of a cake?
Yeah?
Hello there.
Hi.
May I come in?
Yeah, of course.
What you reading?
English lit. Dickens.
You like it?
Sort of. Except it's a lot different than the way things are around here. I mean, he's writing about London in the snow. And that's not exactly what we've got.
Point is, though, people are the same. That's what he's writing about. People.
Is that what you came over here to tell me?
Nope. No, well, yeah, maybe. In a way, I did, maybe. See, when I was a kid, and I was a kid once, as impossible as that seems to you, I joined the Navy. Instead of seeing the world, I got to see a war. They called it an armed conflict then. And I remember these officers sending us out to fight. And I'd think, I wanted to do their own fighting. How come old guys are always sending young guys out to fight their battles for them? And I think that's the point about Dickens. People are people. And I tried to do to you what those officers did to me. And well, I said what I came to say. See you around.
Could I? In the race with Big Jim, remember to go slow.
Slow? Going slow in a race seems like questionable advice, Jim.
But guys who don't know much about running always try to go too fast at the start. And by the time they get to the finish, they don't have anything left.
Yeah, I know the feeling.
Let Big Jim take the lead. Let him take a big lead if he wants to. You just go slow and make sure you have something left at the end.
Okay. Okay, Michael. I'll bear that in mind. I certainly will. I appreciate you. Thanks. I really appreciate all your help. Surely do.
Goes like this. Down the beach to Mokulua Point, turn left to the trees over Olamana Ridge, cross the stream and back here. Now that's halfway. You follow your tracks over the same course one more time, and the first man back here wins. Anybody got any questions?
Nothing I could talk about in public.
Okay, runners on the line, get ready.
Yeah, keep up the same pace. Don't go too fast, but don't go too slow, all right?
Slow. Remember to take it slow.
I got you. I know.
On your mark. Get set.
To go slow.
But Andy's gonna tell his dad the same thing, so you better pick it up.
Mackenzie, you're a hard man to please.
Yeah, slow down. You're going way too fast.
Slow down. It's a race, Andy. I gotta beat him or I'll never hear the end of it.
Yeah, but in order to beat him, you gotta finish, and you never do it going this fast.
got a long way to go.
Not for me. Come on, let's go.
No, Cuda, don't. Don't let him sucker you in. Just keep it slow and steady.
I thought, after the race, I'd go on over to Cuda's and see if his plants needed watering or anything.
Well, good for you. I give you a hand?
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Oh. Oh. Oh.
Yeah, well, he had a bowl of chili and a schooner of beer for lunch.
Oh.
Guess it all caught up with him.
Oh.
Hey, go on ahead. He'll be all right.
You sure? This is if you need any help.
What's all the racket about? Man can't even be sick in peace and quiet.
Wow. All right, Gubertosi, don't just stand there rubbing it in. I twisted my garboard ankle and I can't finish the stupid race, so you boys have your waiters for the picnic. But don't just stand there gloating. Just get on down here so I can limp on home.
Are you sure you won't be able to?
Well, look at him, Mackenzie. It's swelled up like a tinner's ego. Don't touch it. Won't be able to walk home, much less finish the race.
Come on, Dad. We got a lock on it.
Tough luck, Weber. It's so sad, but don't worry, we'll save you an apron.
All right.
Let me give you a hand.
Sure thing. Thanks, champ. Yeah. Andy, your friend, really seemed tickled about his dad winning, huh?
You bet. He thinks the sun rises and sets on his dad.
Well, good. Maybe twisting my ankle was for the best then. You and me didn't need to win as bad as the Gubertosis did. Probably just fate, you know?
Cuda?
Yeah, champ.
You're limping on the wrong ankle.
Thank you very much. Sometimes I forget.
You're welcome. You lost on purpose, didn't you?
Well, I got you for a buddy. Gubertosi and his boy are in good shape. So, me and Tuna Goober can go back to yelling at each other all we want. Michael, I don't think I lost anything.
Return after these messages.
Oh, boy.
Your legs still sore?
Yeah, a little bit.
You know, you ought to take up jogging. Be a lot better off. Won't be so sore.
I suppose you're right. But I've never quite been able to figure jogging out.
What do you mean? What's to figure out?
Well, a few years back, I went to the doctor for a physical. And he said I should lose some weight. Said the excess weight was making my heart work too hard, you know. So I took off the weight. And then he said I ought to take up jogging. And I asked him why, and he said because jogging's good for the heart, because it makes the heart work hard. I'm waiting to figure that out.